when I was young and in me prime. I could you, when I was hewing all the time. Now me hewing days are through the road. Now me hewing days are through. I've lain down flat and I've shoveled coal. I could you, me eyes is smart in that dust-filled hole. Now me hewing days are through the road. Now me hewing days are through. I worked with Morris and they were men. I could you. They were men, iron sons of men. Now me hewing days are through the road. Now me hewing days are through. It's soon me that pit I've seen. I could you, but carry it round, inside of me. Now me hewing days are through the road. Now me hewing days are through. And all that walk was made by men. I could you, we made dust, I'll never can. Now me hewing days are through the road. Now me hewing days are through. When I was young and in me prime, I could you, way I was hewing all the time. Now me hewing days are through the road. Now me hewing days are through. At Pickford. Oh, Johnny's lost his penker. Oh, Johnny's lost his penker. Oh, Johnny's lost his penker. Doing the double raw, why it rowery doing the cundy. It rowery doing the cundy. It rowery doing the cundy. Doing the double raw. Why he tried to get his arm up. He tried to get his arm up. He tried to get his arm up. Doing the double raw, but still it wasn't fetch it. Still it wasn't fetch it. Still it wasn't fetch it. Doing the double raw, so he went to fetch a clay prop. He went to fetch a clay prop. He went to fetch a clay prop. Doing the double raw, and he rammed it up the cundy. He rammed it up the cundy. He rammed it up the cundy. Doing the double raw, but still it wasn't fetch it. Still it wasn't fetch it. Still it wasn't fetch it. Doing the double raw, so he went to fetch the terrier. He went to fetch the terrier. He went to fetch the terrier. Doing the double raw, and he tied it to the clay prop. He tied it to the clay prop. He tied it to the clay prop. Doing the double raw, and he rammed it up the cundy. He rammed it up the cundy. He rammed it up the cundy. Doing the double raw, but still it wasn't fetch it. Still it wasn't fetch it. Still it wasn't fetch it. Doing the double raw. So he went to fetch the ben. He went to fetch the ben. He went to fetch the ben. Doing the double raw, and he tied it to the clay prop for the terrier. He tied it to the clay prop. He tied a tail of clay prop, doing the double raw, and he rammed them up the cundy. He rammed them up the cundy. He rammed them up the cundy, doing the double raw, but still it wouldn't fetch it. Still it wouldn't fetch it. Still it wouldn't fetch it, doing the double raw. So he went to fetch some powder. He went to fetch some powder. He went to fetch some powder, do the double raw, and he rammed it up the cundy. He rammed it up the cundy. He rammed it up the cundy, doing the double raw, where he set fire to the powder. He set fire to the powder. He set fire to the powder, and he's blown up double raw. Why, what Geordie's fundy's panker? What Geordie's fundy's panker? What Geordie's fundy's panker? And he's blown up double raw. It was in his bloody pocket. It was in his bloody pocket. It was in his bloody pocket. And he's blown up double raw. Actually, I suppose it should be like the X Factor, you know, you should have an X on the stage so that people can stand so they're not jumping around. Well, it won't work for Kay, but, you know. Right. Well, I thought by now you'd be on your feet with the guitar halfway to the stage. Dave Berger! It was the young that put them on.
Tommy Sands song. Saw him up at Cramlington or somewhere like that a few years back. Made a request for this song. So he sings it and forgets one of the verses. So if he can do that, maybe I'll manage to do the same again. Has a little bit of a chorus. Misty Mornsham. As I roved out in the morning, saw her standing there, waving at the oceans, the sand that was in her hair. I thought she was the fairest one that ever strode away, but she told me she was Mary on the misty moon shore. Mary, in the morning, I missed you all the more. Mary, in the morning, on the misty moon shore. Rambling under the mountains, my mind was easy and free. Rambling under the mountains, I rode down to the sea. 14 days I drank the whiskey I wanted love and all. And Mary, in the morning on a misty moon shore. Mary, in the morning, I miss you all the more. Mary, in the morning, on the misty moon shore. I asked her if she would marry and come along with me. She said, I thank you kindly, but that it never can be. For I who've got a true love left Australia's shore. And I told him I'd be waiting on the sea morn shore. Mary, in the morning, I miss you all the more. Mary, in the morning, on the misty morn shore. I wrote your name in the sand and I wanted you to stay. But then the tides came rolling in and washed your name away. But your name is ever in my heart, and it's there forevermore. And my heart is with you, Mary, on the misty morn shore. Mary, in the morning, I miss you all the more. Mary, in the morning, on the misty morn shore, on the misty morn shore. Tommy Sands. Thank you. Woody Guthrie, one of my very, very favourite songs. Excuse me. Mother dear, come bathe my forehead, for I'm feeling very weak. Let one drop of cooling water fall upon my burning cheek. Tell my darling little playmates that I never more shall play. Give them all my toys, please, mother. Put my little shoes away. You will do this, won't you, mother? Put my little shoes away. Give my toys to all my playmates. Put my little shoes away. Santa Claus, he brought them too, with a lot of other things. Then I think he brought an angel with a pair of golden wings. Soon the baby will be larger, then they'll fit his little feet. Won't he look so cute and pretty when he walks on down the street? You will do this, won't you, mother? Put my little shoes away. Give my toys to all my playmates. Put my little shoes away. You will do this, won't you, mother? Put my little shoes away. Give my toy to all my playmates. Put my little shoes away. Put my little shoes away. Woody Guthrie.
Well, it's a sure sign of a man's success in this world of folk when he gets a call from South Africa to teach some South African kids shanties. I hate to think what his phone bill is going to be like, but no doubt Jim will tell you himself. Jim Mageean.
You very much. Yeah, there, yeah. In the light.
Don't sit down.
I won't sit down. Yeah, they're particularly interested in shanties with the black origins, so I've been racking my brains for a few good ones. This one comes from Jamaica, and it was very absolute total luck that it was saved for posterity, because in the 1890s there was a ship sailing from Pensacola in America across to Europe, and it had a Jamaican crew, and one of the passengers on board the ship coming to Europe was a doctor, but he was a doctor who had the skill to be able to write music, and he heard these Jamaicans singing when they were working on the ship, singing shanties, and he was very impressed with this, and so he wrote down all the words and the music. And then years and years later, this girl walked into the Library of Congress in Washington, D.C. and said, "Oh, I found these in my grandfather's diaries and wondered if they'd be any use to you," and handed over these half a dozen absolutely, totally unknown shanties to the Library of Congress, where they now reside. So this is a rather nice little one from Jamaica. Captain, Captain, carry me over way, shiny oh, won't you carry me over to Dover way, shiny oh, Queenstown to Dover's 100 miles or over way, shiny oh, Queenstown to Dover's 100 miles or over way, shiny oh, Captain, Captain, how deep is the water way, shiny oh, she measures 6 feet 1 inch and a quarter way, shiny oh, hens and chickens are flying all the way, shiny oh, and when she pitches into Dover way, shiny oh, Captain, Captain, you are a dandy way, shiny oh, Captain, Captain, you love your brandy way, shiny oh, rivers, rivers, rivers are a rolling way, shiny oh, rivers are a rolling and I can't cross over way, shiny oh, Captain, Captain, what is the matter way, shiny oh, I lost me wife and me own little daughter way, shiny oh, shiny oh, was the captain's daughter way, shiny oh, shiny oh, was the captain's daughter way, shiny oh. Right, Owen. This one's from Antigua. At least it's one of the places it could be from. It mentions a place called Shinbone Alley, and Shinbone Alley occurs in a couple of shanties, but there is a Shinbone Alley in Antigua because somebody who was on a friend of mine who was on holiday there sent me a postcard from Shinbone Alley, Antigua, saying thought you might like to have a picture of this. But I've heard there's other Shinbone Alleys on other islands in the West Indies, but I don't know why. maybe there's some funny things went on in the Shinbone Alley. So help me, Bob, I'm bully in the alley. Way, hey, bully in the alley. Help me, Bob, I'm bully in the alley. Bully down in Shinbone Alley. Oh, Sally is a girl down in our alley. Way, hey, bully in the alley. Sally is a girl in Shinbone Alley, bully down in Shinbone Alley. So help me, Bob, I'm bully in the alley. Way, hey, bully in the alley. Help me, Bob, I'm bully in the alley, bully down in Shinbone Alley. Now Sally is the girl that I love dearly. Way, hey, bully in the alley. Sally is a girl that I spliced nearly, bully down in Shinbone Alley. So help me, Bob, I'm bully in the alley. Way, hey, bully in the alley. Help me, Bob, I'm bully in the alley, bully down in Shinbone Alley. Oh, Sally, she's a bright mulatta. Way, hey, bully in the alley. Pretty girl, but I can't get at her. Bully down in Shinbone Alley. So help me, Bob, I'm bully in the alley. Way, hey, bully in the alley. Help me, Bob, I'm bully in the alley. Bully down in Shinbone Alley. I left my Sal to go a-whaling. Way, hey, bully in the alley. Left my gal to go a-sailing. Bully down in Shinbone Alley. So help me, Bob, I'm bully in the alley. Way, hey, bully in the alley. Help me, Bob, I'm bully in the alley. Bully down in Shinbone Alley. So help me, Bob, I'm bully in the alley. Way, hey, bully in the alley. Help me, Bob, I'm bully in the alley. Bully down in Shinbone Alley. Shinbone Alley.
I had a go at this one once before. I made a pig's ear of it, but never mind. The words are by Thomas More, the famous poet. And that's how I finished it off now. It's a very old song. Apparently, it's about this bloke who was caught in his true love, and she got smallpox, and it's called "Believe Me If." I'll see if I can. Right. Let's see. Believe me, if all those endearing young charms that I gaze on so fondly today were to fade by tomorrow and fleet in my arms like a fairy gift fading away, thou would still be adored as if this moment thou art. Let thy loveliness fade as it will, and around the dear ruin each wish of my heart will entwine itself verdantly still. It is not while beauty and youth are thine own, and thy cheeks unprofaned by its year, that the fervour and faith nor the love can be known, that which time can but make thee more dear. For a heart that is truly loved never forgets, but as truly lives on to the close. As the sunflower turns on her God when he sets, that same look as she turns when he rose. Believe me, if all those endearing young charms that I gaze on so fondly today were to fade by tomorrow and fleet in my arms like a fairy gift fading away, thou would still be adored as at this moment thou art. Let thy loveliness fade as it will, and around that dear ruin each wish of my heart will entwine itself verdantly still. This one is a lovely song. It's probably one of my favourite songs that I've heard in years. Brian Bedford's song called Wings. Eat me careful. That's a sharp reach. Could have been a giant, said the bonsai tree, but someone bound my roots and held me down. Could have reached for heaven, said the snowy owl, but they clipped my wings and kept me on the ground. I think I heard them tell me that they loved me, they'd care for me, and without them I would die. What's the use in roots if you can't spread them? And what's the use in wings if you can't fly? Could have been a singer, said the minor bird, but they caged me and they told me what to say. Could have run forever, said the pony, though they bridled me and made me go their way. I think I heard them tell me that they loved me, and they'd care for me forever, so it seems. What's the use in voices without freedom? And what's the use in living others' dreams? Why do people cage the things they love the most? Is it simply that they fear to be alone? If you give your love its freedom, it may stay a while. If it leaves you, it was never yours to own. Could have found adventure, said the angel fish. Now my world's so small, there's nowhere left to go. Could have ruled a kingdom, said the lion. Now the land inside my head is all I know. I think I heard them tell me that they love me, they'd care for me and tell me it's alright. What's the use in lives without adventure? And what's the use in strength if you can't fight? Why do people cage the things they love the most? Is it simply that the fear to be alone? If you give your love its freedom, it may stay a while. If it leaves you, it was never yours to own. I know I had them tell me that they loved me, they'd care for me, and without them I would die. What's the use in roots if you can't spread them? And what's the use in wings if you can't fly?
Great stuff. Right then. The constrictions on the stage tonight I know are going to affect the next person.
Yes. Clear little legs on them.
Flailing legs, dancing about, all sorts of things. So I'm going to drag away from the door. Okay, songs please.
I'll try not to kick things over. Right, I better do something not too lively then. Right, this is sort of the national anthem of Cornwall. It's become. It's about one Jonathan Trelawney, who was Bishop of Bristol, a Cornishman, in 1688, and he fell foul of King James II, Catholic king on the throne of a country largely Protestant. So he was hoping to bring in a measure of toleration for his own church, and he thought he'd get round it by extending this edict of toleration to other dissenters, except for the Quakers. Nobody wanted them. But there were 7 bishops of the Anglican Church that protested against this, refused to implement it, because they didn't want, toleration was the last thing they wanted for any other churches. And Jonathan Trelawney was the leader of the 7 bishops, so he was clapped in the Tower of London on charges of sedition, and he would have been up on trial, but before he was brought to trial, William of Orange landed in the West Country and King James fled into exile, and that was that. That's short enough for an introduction, isn't it? Right. Good rousing song. And references in it, Michael's Tower, that's the fortress on St Michael's Mount in Cornwall. And the River Tamar, the Cornishmen, isn't just the boundary with County Devon, it's also the boundary with England. Anyway, right. Oh, a good sword and a trusty hand, a merry heart and true, King James's mind shall understand what Cornish lads can do, and have they fixed the where and when, and shall Trelawney die? Here's 20,000 Cornish men shall know the reason why. And shall Trelawney live? And shall Trelawney die? Here's 20,000 Cornish men shall know the reason why. Up spake our captain brave and bold, a merry one was he. Though London Tower Michael's hold, we'll set Trelawney free. We'll cross the Tamar land to land, the Severn is no stay. But all for one and hand in hand, then who shall say us nay? And shall Trelawney live? And shall Trelawney die? Here's 20,000 Cornish men shall know the reason why. And when we come to London Wall, a pleasant sight to view, stand forth, ye cowards all, here's better men than you. Trelawney he's in keep and hold, Trelawney he may die, but 20,000 Cornish bold shall know the reason why. And shall Trelawney live? And shall Trelawney die? Here's 20,000 Cornish men shall know the reason why. Trelawney. It's also known as The Reason Why and also as Song of the Western Men, and I don't know who wrote it, I think it's traditional. The next one, I do know who wrote it because it was myself. It's the only mining song I've ever written, and it's not about coal mining, it's about the tin mining in Cornwall. And the Bal Maidens in the song, that's the women that work at the mine. Bal is one of the two Cornish words for mine. And the Bal Maidens were like the old folks and the youngsters that worked on the screens in the coal mines, sorting out the good stuff from the poor quality. It was daughters, wives and girlfriends of the miners there. And in the old days, before the winding gear was invented for the pit shafts by a Cornishman, then they had to climb all the way up ladders fixed into the side of the shaft, and after they'd done a day's work there, climbing up 100, 200, 300, however far feet, they were knackered by the time they got to the top. You can imagine they needed the women folk to come and give them a hand and get them home. And the All for One, well, it's not just the Three Musketeers motto, but one for all and all for one. That's the Cornish motto as well. On the wild cliffs of Cornwall, high over the sea, stands the mine of Pendeen, where you'll find likes of me. For I'm a Bal Maiden that sorts through the ore, and when we've all done, then we'll start on some more. And while we do work, we'll be singing our song, for we're the Bal Maidens who help you along. When the day's work is done for the men down below, up the shaft they must climb ere they homeward may go. It's a long weary struggle to reach to the top. When they come out above, all exhausted they drop. And then we mates go to them singing our song, for we're the Bal Maidens, we help them along. Sometimes, sad to say, they don't come out at all, if they're trapped down below when the roof it do fall. For the tunnels reach out far beneath the wild waves, and there's men lie forever in watery graves. But most do survive, for they're hard men and strong, and we're the Bal Maidens who help them along. It's a hard life in Cornwall, by land or by sea, for fishermen and farmers and miners all three. But it's hardest for those who are mining the tin, deep down underground where it's darker than sin. But it's still all for one is the Cornishman's song, and we're the Bal Maidens who help them along. It's still all for one is the Cornishman's song, and we're the Bal Maidens who help them along. Bal Maidens.
Anyway, a couple of tunes. First one is Planxty Irwin. The second one is O'Carolan's Concerto, which of course was written by O'Carolan, an old Irish piper many years ago. This song was made quite popular in the folk revival in the early 60s by the likes of the Dubliners and the Clancy brothers. Was in the very month of May and from the start had left the girls of Tuamullary broken hearted saluted father dear. Kiss me darling mother, drink a pint of beer. Grief and tears his mother then off to reap the corn. Where I was born, cut to stand my sword upon. Ghost and goblin a brand new pair of brogues. Rattle over the bogs and frighten all the dogs. The rocky road that doubled in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hunt the hare and turn her down the rock. Rode all the way to Dublin, whack for Radida. In Mullingar that night I rest. So where he started by the light next morning bright, and there he took a drop of the pure to keep heart from shrinking, that's the paddy's cure. There he's all for drinking to see the lasses smile, laughing all the while, and me curious style would set your heart a bubble. The last me was I hard, just I required till I was almost tired. The rocky road that doubled in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hunt the hare and turn her down the rocky road, all the way to Dublin, whack for Radida. Dublin next arrived, I thought it such a pity to be so soon deprived. Few of that fine city, then I took a stroll, all among the quality had me bundle stole. In a neat locality something crossed me mind, when I looked behind no longer could I find them. Me stink a woman inquiring after the road, told me Conrad broke it wasn't much in vogue. On the rocky road that doubled in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The hare and turn her down the rocky road, and all the way to Dublin, whack for Radida. From there I got away me spare, for failing landed on the quay just as the ship was sailing. Captain at me roared, said no room but he. When I jumped aboard a cabin, bound for Paddy down among the pigs, did some hearty rigs, done some fancy jigs, the water round me bubbling. The Holyhead, I wish that I was dead, I or better far instead. On the rocky road, to Dublin, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hunt the hare and turn her down the rocky road, and all the way to Dublin, whack for Radida. The boys of Liverpool, I and with safely landed, called myself a fool, I could no longer stand it. Began to boil, temper I was loose, when out there in Zyle they began abusing her and myself, as I was shillelagh I let fly. Galway boys were there, so I was a hobbling with a loud hooray, ventured into the fray. We quickly cleared the way for the rocky road, the Dublin, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hunt a hare and turn down the rocky road, all the way to Dublin, whack for Radida.
Oh, wonderful. Time for a tune in the viola, I think. Or two even. John.
To the camera, but there's recording things in all directions. So. Well, to the best of my knowledge, they're both traditional ones, so can't tell you that much about them. The first one's from Scotland, I believe, and it's the Green Banks of Yarrow. from Scotland to somewhere else not far away for one you may possibly recognise. Come over the hill, my bonny Irish lass. Come over the hill to your lover. You choose the road, love, and I will make the vows, and I'll be your true love forever. Oh, red is the rose that in yonder garden grows. Fair is the lily of the valley. Clear is the water that flows from the bourne, and my love is fairer than any. 'Twas down by Killarney's green woods that we'd stray. The moon and the stars, they were shining. The moon cast its glow on her locks of golden hair, and she vowed she'd be my love forever. Oh, red is the rose that in yonder garden grows. Fair is the lily of the valley. Clear is the water that flows from the bourne, and my love is fairer than any. 'Tis not for the parting from my bonny sister Kate, nor for the loss of my mother. 'Tis all for the loss of one bonny Irish lass that my heart is breaking forever. Oh, red is the rose that in yonder garden grows. Fair is the lily of the valley. Clear is the water that flows from the bourne, and my love is fairer than any. Oh, red is the rose that in yonder garden grows. Fair is the lily of the valley. Clear is the water that flows from the bourne, and my love is fairer than any. Song.
Lovely. Mr. Brocksopp, are you singing? Yeah. Good. Don't sit there, get up here. Yeah, Brocksopp.
John's the same. John's had to go home. His voice is good. Can you imagine, you know, the Chinese bumbo man?
Yes. Yeah.
Can you imagine in there, 15 of them in the chorus trying to get the phrase that right? Gonna sing a popular one in. Oh, God, I like to write here. Need this for them? Yeah. And you're saying that we're the sing-along participation. With this one, I'm going to do the Happy Woods of Bedlam, which is, or the Halfpenny Woods of Bedlam. And it's actually the courting, people used to go courting there in days gone by. And this is of a lass, a lad, who met a lass. And he thought he met a lovely lass, but it wasn't quite as what he thought it would be. So we frames the Happy Woods of Bennington on Sunday quite often. So just join in. Now the Happy Woods of Bennington, me bonny delight would be. For many's the pull, not sadly for these woods have cost to me. 'Twas there I met the lassie fair, dressed up in a finery. At the Happy Woods of Bennington on Sunday. We started to get together, she was very meek and mild. And when I asked her if she'd wed, she nodded a heathen smile. She says that her name was Rosemont, but I didn't know she was wild. At the Happy Woods of Bennington on Sunday. She's now but a useless baby doll, me money'll soon be spent. I'm down in the wood to recall, but still she's not content. The blood. My tongue when it ceased, I get sleepy. I grew that ever I went to the Happy Woods of Bennington on Sunday. You've never seen such a daughter who's a hanging heathen shame. For little I thought the lazy now could have such a lovely name. When I got in the house beginning, I wish I'd stayed here. From the Happy Woods of Bennington on Sunday. No, I could have married the lass next door, see what a fool I've been. And now she can make and mend and make and keep things spick and clean. The folks in the streets say songs you read, but beats are soft and green. At the Happy Woods of Bennington on Sunday. Just goes to show how true it is that looks can shall obey. For what I took for gold was brass, 'cause look what it's done to me. So take me advice and lads think twice if ever a rose you say. At the Happy Woods of Bennington on Sunday. Can you whistle the bit where I think? Put a scratch in it, yeah. Do you want to know who wrote that? Is it? Well, it was a lad called Jack Robson. He was a music teacher and a headmaster at Urson. He was born about 1880, and he's the lad that was on, if you ever, years ago when you were watching or listening to Watch Your Geordie on the radio in the 50s, he was the one that did musical interludes like that in his retirement then. And if you ever heard of Wherever You're Gone You're Bound to Find a Geordie, that was one of his in there. But he wrote this about his meeting a lass that was like that, and I think Mrs. Jack Robson must have thought, I didn't think much of that. You know, oh my God, what are you doing here? So he thought, oh, I better write something. And this is Houty Touty Lass. Now, if you know, no, he likes Houty Touty. He was in love with her. And that's like, Houty Touty is another way of saying hoity toity. And it's what, if you go around to Wylam and Prudder, which it's from, he's written it from that area, Houty Touty is the way they say hoity toity. And I once said, why do they do that? And they said, well, let's get it right. Hoity toity is a posh way of saying hoity toity. That's it, I get it. Can you follow that? I can't know. Oh, and the last one of this refrains as well. And you were lost on while and where as bonny as can be. But thou should took me fancy, should have naught to do with me. But mind should thou to sell nae brass, 'cause if I said good day, she stuck up her nose and tossed her head, and never would look me way. She stuck up her nose and tossed her head, and never would look me way. Now I was just a farmer lad, me hands were rough with toil, with cleaning bare and leading muck to spread upon the soil. But every time that she passed by, though never a word was said, you could tell by her face she thought that I was part of the load I led. You could tell by her face she thought that I was part of the load I led. But women folk got cattle and changed from day to day. My uncle left the farm to me and cash to make it pay. And where's that houghty-touty lass I thought I'd like to wed? With a toe with the coos and a clarty shoes, and a bonny grand wife she's made. That toe with the coos and a clarty shoes, and a bonny grand wife she's made. Now whenever our stave should wet for money or me brass, I'd get a saucy answer from me houghty-touty lass. But now I have a son and heir, and she says that he what day. If he's as good as his dad begots, why she must be in love with me. If he's as good as his dad begots, she must be in love with me. For I knew a lass doon while I'm where, as bonny as can be. She is me houghty-touty lass, and she's the one for me. Houghty-touty lass.